And now, Brave Nation, it is time for our main event of the evening, presented by Smexendo. Your judges scoring the bout are Joe Petrozelli, Luffy Antoro, Bimo Wibao. Your referee in charge of the action is Decky, the Bandit Larkin. Two warriors are ready to collide inside the Brave CF66 Arena. Brave Nation, do not blink. This will be absolute fire. Our main event of the evening is right now. Let's introduce our two main event warriors. Introducing your first warrior, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 11 wins, a 1 loss and 1 draw. He stands 177 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 84 kilograms, representing Ditabao Crew and fighting out of Seoul, South Korea. Please welcome N.J. Montagla! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 8 wins and 2 losses. He stands 192 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 83.45 kilograms. Representing Kwan Vessels Academy and Fight Fit Militia and fighting out of South Africa. Put your hands together for Chad Superman Haribo!
Brave Nation, the main event of Brave Combat Federation 66 is sponsored by Smexendo. We have got Chad Superman Hanakam in black fight tights and NJ Mud Tank Law in the black and red loose fit fight shorts.
This fight, Carrick, potentially for the opportunity to be the #1 contender in the middleweight division, something that Chad Hanakam has experienced before. So the edge in championship bouts goes to Chad Hanakam. But NJ La is an incredible fighter who just systematically breaks down his opponents.
Superman, as befitting his name, is edging forward, trying to land a huge right hand. Don't believe that level change. Don't believe that little look of what was supposed to be an uppercut. It's not going to be the kicks that do it. He's trying to land that big right hand. He's got a little bit of a herky-jerky style, a little bit awkward, does Superman, but boom, there it is.
Nice kick from Chad Hanakam. Just slipped that leg right out from NJ La. That's a nice shot to the body, using that reach beautifully.
Using the reach while keeping his head safe.
Nice head movement from Chad, manages to get away from the hook. 8-1 though. That's a big kick. You see that land it right on the calf. Interestingly, NJ La hasn't initiated a clinch yet. Nice shot over the top. Landed more so on the gloves, Carrick.
And there was that clinch we talked about. Hasn't fully been successful so far. Nice elbow!
Blood, sweat, and venom dripping from the fucking ceiling. I can feel it all coursing through my system. Homicidal for the survival, I go the distance. If you my rival, then join the mission to stop existing. Want your permission, I'm a gunner driven with tunnel vision. Cause these conditions are insufficient for my kids to live in. We above the law, we above the system, we a new addition. If you ready to rise, demand your positions. And we gon' rise up, to the young fall down. And we gon' rise up, our feet off the ground. You should know, ain't no losers on this side. Champions all around us. And we gon' rise up, to the young fall down. To the young. First you get the check, then respect, then you get the power. We ain't stopping at the penthouse, we want the tower. Stacking notes, Wheel of Fortune, we flipping vowels. We go longer than 9 to 5, but the business hours. When the wolves surround you, we never howl, we disembowel. You do us foul, we do you filthy, we never cower. Revolutionary, my rebels ready, they getting rowdy. If you ready to rise, then let's be about it. And we gon' rise up, till they all fall down. And we gon' rise up, our feet off the ground. You should know, ain't no losers on this side. Champions all around us. And we gon' rise up, till they all fall down. Till they all fall down. Just go up a drink, give a toast to that higher cause. We gon' light a flame, make it rain, bricks and Molotovs. We gon' just live for today, 'cause you never know. No one is promised tomorrow. Either you rise or you fall, either rise or you fall. Either rise or you fall. And we gon' rise up, till they all fall down. And we gon' rise up, our feet off the ground. You should know, ain't no losers on this side. Champions all around us. And we gon' rise up, till they all fall down. Till they all fall down. Till they all fall down.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Dickie Larkin, calls a halt to the action at 1 minute and 35 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner via KO, Chad Superman Hanico!
Brave Nation, NFC. This next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in a catchweight bout of 89 kilograms. Introducing your first competitor. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 5 wins and 4 losses. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 88.76 kilograms. Representing Pepe MMA and fighting out of Poland, please welcome Matus and his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 7 wins and 2 losses. He stands 192 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 87.86 kilograms. Representing Quan Wessels Academy and fighting out of Johannesburg, South Africa, please welcome Chad Superman Hanico. Your referee is the bandit, Dickie Larkin.
Phil fight right to Honeycomb with big shots. No glove touch right away. Honeycomb on his bike.
Jonor stalking.
And it's a risk. You have to say it is a risk for Honeycomb. He was under no obligation to take the fight because he had been preparing for Enrico Cortese. Gets an unknown quantity in Matthias Janner. So credit to both men for making it to the arena for the fight tonight.
This is the critical moment in the fight. Both these fighters have studied lots and lots of tape, but tape is nothing until you're in there with a person, until you make physical contact with them. You don't know on this day what their reflexes are like, exactly what their range is like, and that's what's going on right here. Superman's circling, trying to get his opponent to do something so he can feel it, so he can sense his opponent's speed, his sense of rhythm, his reach.
Nice stiff jab from Honeycomb, but so far it's Matthias Janner who's the aggressor.
Matus maybe not quite warmed up as much as he wants to.
Hanekom acutely aware just how dangerous Matus is. Has big power in his hands, loves throwing those big looping overhands. And he's going to need to close that distance. He can't leave a lot of open space between himself and Chad. He's going to have to take the fight to him right away. Hanekom much more of a clinician, if you will, much more the technical fighter. Big shot over the top. That's exactly what Matus wants. Chad has to be careful dropping that hand when he kicks. That right hand is dropping down ever so slightly. Quite a bit, actually. If Matus can time that off a front kick or a low kick.
Superman waiting for some reads that he thinks he can work off. It does not appear he has any quite yet. Still trying to feel his opponent out. Feinting with that kick, trying to see if that drops an elbow, for example. If it did, he'd feint low, kick high. He's not getting the reads he needs yet, though.
Very tentative. We saw just a glimpse into the level of power that Matus has. Hanekom just trying to find his gaps. Does have an incredible flare double leg. A former rugby player. Tries to get his own shot over the top. And being a former rugby player, that flare double is really, really dynamic.
There's a look, Phil, a look in a fighter's eyes when they feel Superman's strength. I've seen it 5 times so far in Brave Combat Federation. And it may be coming up here. On the neck, scramble up, back into the double, hands are together. Beautiful escape, very tough position to escape from.
Big uppercut to hook from Matus. Chad Hanekom now knows that he is in a fight. I think Matus is now firmly warmed up and ready to go, Carrick.
Matus Janor taking great advantage of this unique opportunity.
Hanekom yet to throw anything of real significance. Has the takedown attempts, but with the hands so far, it seems a little bit tentative, Carrick.
We never know, Phil, what injuries a fighter goes in. Well, we do know. Every fighter fights hurt.
Oh, unquestionably.
We just don't know where those injuries are. Wouldn't surprise me if there's an elbow, a wrist, a hand issue.
Minute to go. Matus looking like he's trying to find a home for that big right hand.
Chad may have been trying to set up a reverse elbow.
Oh, head kick. Matus trying to get in on a guillotine here, perhaps, but he is a BJJ purple belt. Did he clip him with the spinning elbow? There's the takedown from Hanekom.
Only has 30 seconds left. It's going to be very, very hard to finish his opponent in the 30 seconds he's got remaining in this round.
Matus doing a great job to get back to his feet.
Hard even to hold him down.
Fantastic takedown defense being exhibited by Janor. And Hanekom is definitely not having this fight all his own way. Manages to get another takedown. That's 2, but he is definitely being made to work for the takedowns. And Carrick, I don't think it's insensitive or outside the realms of possibility for him to say that.
Blood, sweat, and venom dripping from the fucking ceiling. I can feel it all coursing through my system. Homicidal for the survival, I go the distance. If you my rival, then join the mission to stop existing. Want your permission, I'm a gunner-driven, return of vision. Cause these conditions are insufficient for my kids to live in. We above the law, we above the system, we a new addition. If you're ready to rise, demand your positions. And we gon' rise up, rise up, rise up, till they all fall down. Yeah. And we gon' rise up, rise up, rise up, our feet off the ground.
Look at him, you look at his neck, you look at his shoulders, you look at his chest. That kind of strength that you see there absolutely will help you shut down a takedown, absolutely will help you get a knockout, but it takes more oxygen.
Matus had his eyes firmly locked on Chad Hanekom from his corner there. Hanekom looking around the arena more so than dialing in with the eye contact on his opponent.
Matus feinting very subtly. He shifted into a southpaw stance.
Trying to attack the body with the kick there. The fighter still looking relatively fresh at this stage.
What timing, absolutely exquisite timing. Brave Nation, I was gonna say you have to get the hands together before you're gonna get the takedown. If you don't, you're probably not. We got a leg lock attempt.
Hanekom in on a leg, beautiful defense being exhibited, in on a guillotine. It's mounted, this could be tight.
It's tight, Brave Nation.
What a result this would be.
Forearm is out of position.
Triangle attempt perhaps, but wow. Hanekom doing a great job to stay in the fight. This has everything.
Hands together, there's the takedown.
Might that have been the opportunity for Matus to win the fight? Has that opportunity passed? Hanekom now, speaking of passing, in the side control position.
Phil, we saw Matus has a tremendous ability to shut down takedowns. What we're going to see now is, does he have an equally tremendous ability to step up from bottom side control, to step up from bottom half guard?
Has to establish an underhook. Right now, he does not want Hanekom to advance this position into the likes of the mount. Doing a good job of just solidifying the position, landing a couple of shots, not unlike Axel Sola in the previous bout.
There we go. Hanekom wants to get just a little bit busier from top side control. Referees won't wait in for more than a minute or so for something relatively big to happen. Either an attempt to further position or some big shots.
May look for a crucifix here if he can push that right arm of Matus down.
Oh, very slick use of the hips. Jean-Or denied it, has the forearm back into the hip. And again, Superman tried to get around that arm. There's a battle going on right now, Brave Nation. Jean-Or has his forearm in the hip. With that forearm in the hip, you can shut down a lot of attacks. Chad now advancing.
Perhaps trying to set something up, but wow! Right back to the feet as Matus, but Hanekom getting in on the single, trying to switch from the double. Good defense so far from Matus.
Hanekom probably going to switch back to the single. There it goes. And down.
Beautiful angle on it. Just seamlessly steps over into half guard.
Beautiful chain wrestling into beautiful jiu-jitsu.
More of a half mount here, trying to pop that knee through into the full mount. Matus doing the right thing, turning in towards Hanekom.
Oh, there's a pass.
Beautiful work.
And there's the strikes that the judge needs to see. And there's a pass to mount.
There it is. Clean mount, locks up the legs, but
not for long.
Good work from Matus. Solid work to get the guard back. Wonderful guard retention.
Phenom technical fight from these middleweights, Phil.
Oh, huge elbows from Chad Hanekom. Almost as if that first round sparked him into life.
Less than 1 minute, Brave Nation.
Very dominant work so far from Superman. Matheus Jean-Or proving not quite to be his kryptonite so far in the fight.
Jean-Or showed terrific strikes, terrific power, terrific ability to shut down that takedown. Very nice attempts at reversing it. He does not show he has the requisite skill to stand.
Having to get up in this position does expel a lot of energy, and it'll be interesting to see what the gas tank is like of Matus.
Excellent stand-up. Glad to see him prove me wrong.
Does have an underhook. Again, that 50-50 position is just so draining, so tiring, so debilitating.
Blood, sweat, and venom dripping from the fucking ceiling. I can feel it all coursing through my system. Homicidal for the survival, I go the distance. If you my rival, then join the mission to stop existing. Want your permission, I'm a gunner-driven return of vision. Cause these conditions are insufficient for my kids to live in. We above the law, we above the system, we a new addition. If you ready to rise, demand your positions. And we gon' rise up, till the young fall down. Yeah. And we gon' rise up, our feet off the ground. You should know, ain't no losers on this side. Champions on
Janov is just about to be in that state.
We know
the glove touch.
We now know the hand of Chad Hanekom. He wants to get the takedown and do his work from there. Will that make Matus gun shy with the hands, or will he take the fight to the South African? Both men just trying to get a little bit more of a gauge. Oh, timing again from Hanekom.
Great shots from Matus Janor. He's still in here to win it.
Trying to work for a guillotine of his own, perhaps.
Oh, Phil, what do we see here?
Arm-in guillotine.
Arm-in guillotine. The elbow's low enough.
Does he have enough left in the arms, though, after two? Oh. Hanekom, of course.
That's a nasty squeeze.
Hanekom, of course, a BJJ brown belt, has been in these positions before. He switched it. Is Hanekom able to pop the head out? Matus putting everything he has.
Get leverage on that arm and then prop it down. At some point, trying a choke. There it is.
Beautiful work from Hanekom, just to ride out the position as calm as you like, showing veteran savvy right there, popping the head out, and now this is exactly where he wants to be, Kerrick.
There is a point in a guillotine attempt that plays against you. If you try it too hard, those forearms wear out. You can't clench the fist tightly and punch properly.
Hanekom just sitting inside the open guard right now, happy to land his shots from there. Matus doing a great job. He's on a hip. He's not flat backing. He's certainly not out of this fight by any stretch of the imagination, Kerrick.
Matus may even be taking a little bit of a rest here, Phil. Maybe biding his time, wait a little bit, wait for his opportunity, then pop up. There it is, on the elbow. Then he's looking for the knee, then the hand, then the foot.
Chad Hanekom acutely aware of that, cups the elbow of Matus to take away that point. Take away one of those pillars.
Again, Phil, I think we're going to see Janor rest just a little bit, bide his time, and attempt to explode up off that floor.
Like a crocodile. Short burst of energy needed here from Matus to bounce.
There's a pass now to mount, Phil.
May give up his back, but Matus trying valiantly to get back. Dagestani handcuff from Chad. Can't quite see if he has that clean. Oh, and he's laced him up.
One hooks in, frying pan, fire position.
Chad Hanekom does have one win by rear naked choke on his record. And right now, he doesn't need to take any kind of crazy risk. Very dominant in this round.
Chad Hanekom doing an excellent job of landing heavy shots and as well constantly threatening to further his position. There's absolutely no reason for a stand-up here.
He's still landing shots, still keeping himself honest in the eyes of the referee, Dickie Larkin. Head-on triangle attempt. Just needs to establish it, needs to get lower, needs to get his head pinned against that elbow and go ear to ear, essentially.
Very slick follow-up. When that arm choke failed, boom, right into the headshots. That makes the arm come up a little bit defensively. Whoop, you're right back into the submission attempt.
Right now with 90 seconds, he seems to really want that head arm choke.
Hanekom's got about a minute left. Brave Nation, for those of you saying Chad Hanekom, Superman, should post back and start throwing punches, that would be a possible way to proceed forward, but doing that might get him thrown off completely.
Nice little shoulder bump from Hanekom there. Mixing it up nicely, going body then head, body then head. None of these shots are by any means concussive, but they are accumulative. They show the judge that you are being proactive, that you're not resting on your laurels. Oh, beautiful elbow crashing through the guard of Yanur. 30 seconds left. I fully expect to see Hanekom turn it up right now.
30 seconds, 25 seconds, Shady. Good. Keep throwing those elbows.
Still on that arm choke.
15 seconds, Shady.
Like a dog in a bone is Chad Hanekom with those takedowns, doing the same thing with that arm choke. Wants to tap his opponent out.
10 seconds and elbow after elbow. Heavy ground and pound being thrown. Exclamation point being put on the round by Chad Hanekom.
Blood, sweat, and venom dripping from the fucking ceiling. I can feel it all coursing through my system. Homicidal for the survival, I go the distance. If you my rival, then join the mission to stop existing. Want your permission, I'm a gunner-driven return of vision. Cause these conditions are insufficient for my kids to live in. We above the law, we above the system, we a new addition. If you ready to rise, demand your positions. And we gon' rise up, till they all fall down. Yeah. And we gon' rise up, our feet off the ground. You should know, ain't no losers on this side. Champions all around us. And we gon' rise up, till they all fall down. First you get the check, then respect, then you get the power. We ain't stopping at the penthouse, we work the tower. Stacking notes, Wheel of Fortune, we flipping vowels. We go longer than 9 to 5, but the business hours. When the wolves surround you, we never have them, we disembowel. You do us power, we do you filthy, we never cower. Revolutionary, my rebels ready, they getting rowdy. If you ready to rise, then let's be about it. And we gon' rise up, till they all fall down. Yeah. And we gon' rise up, our feet off the ground. You should know, ain't no losers on this side. Champions all around us. And we gon' rise up, till they all fall down. Yeah. Till they all
All right, another amazing battle inside the Brave CF NFC cage. After 3 incredible rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. Your first judge scores about 30-27, and your next 2 judges scored about 29-28 for a unanimous decision victory. Out of the red corner, Chad Superman Hanekom! Brave Nation, this next epic battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 11 wins and 9 losses. He stands 183 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 83.7 kilograms. Representing Basic Sports Club and fighting out of Austria, give it up for Dominic the Dom Schaper! And his opponent. Fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 6 wins and 2 losses. He stands 92 centimeters tall, and weighs a ready 83.9 kilograms. Representing Coach Kwan University and Fight Fit Militia, and fighting out of South Africa, please welcome Chad Superman Hanekom.
Both men 30 years old. Chad Hanekom with the distinct height advantage, but someone like Dom Schober is going to be in your face from the get-go. Chad Hanekom taking the center, dictating the early ebb and flow of this fight, using those long limbs, pressuring Dom. May try and get him up against the cage for a takedown. We know just how good that flare double from Chad Hanekom is.
Hanekom maybe being just a little bit too aggressive, pressing that distance just a little bit too much.
Dom Schober thinking about trying to come over the top. Hanekom wise to it. Nice wide stance. Big shearing leg kick from Chad. Be interesting to see who really pulls the trigger first. Hanekom throwing 1-2s there, but not with a lot of conviction. More so rangefinders to see where he is after throwing those punches.
Phil, right now the Dom is trying to figure out where his opponent's head is going to be, and he knows it's going to happen. When he does, he's going to let that right hand go.
Schober feinting the takedown again, trying to elicit the reaction to come over the top. Trying to land that big shot, Carrick.
That's not the first. That's not the last time we're going to see that overhand right.
Dom Schober definitely not afraid to engage.
Superman stalking, spin kick to the body.
That did land, but I'm sure he probably hurt his foot off the abs there of Dom Schober.
This is pound for pound one of the strongest men to ever enter the Brave Combat Federation cage. Woo!
That's a buckling leg kick from Hanekom. And Hanekom looks like he throws stuff with almost lazy intent, but there is power behind it.
Superman's core strength is superhero-like. As you said, even if the shot doesn't come in with his full power, it's got everything behind it.
That's a nice stiff jab, and it's almost as if Chad Hanekom now seems to be settling into his range, seems to have found the distance at which he wants to fight Dom Schober. Just casually pawing out that jab, and may look to set up a big right hand down the middle.
Oh, big shot.
That beautiful right hand from Chad Hanekom.
Momentary loss of balance from the Dom.
But again, Dom is that type of a fighter that will be in it to the end. Another crashing leg kick thrown with a little bit more bad intention this time from Superman.
We've seen it before, Phil. Superman doesn't look exactly like Superman. People may underestimate his power a little bit the first time they feel it. There's a little bit of surprise. There's that overhand right again. It was way wide.
Dom Schober obviously feels like that big right hand could be the kryptonite for Superman in this fight.
Superman doing a great job of throwing his shots with no wind-up, with no tells. He leaves that hand out just a little wide and then pops it forward. Nobody knows it's coming. Maybe not even him. There's the right.
And some serious reddening up on the nose now of Dom Schober. Again, pinpoint accuracy with the jab from Chad Hanekom. Thought about a spin, abandoned it last minute. May have been looking for a spinning back kick or a spinning back fist. Oh, he's been hurt with that leg kick.
Phil, that leg is compromised and deeply. I'm trying to determine by his movement whether it's muscles or whether there may even be some ligament or tendon damage.
It could be that nerve that runs down the calf that we've seen people impeded with. Almost looks as if they've broken a foot, but they have no feeling once that nerve has been hit.
Very smart defense. Lifting that foot way up high to avoid the calf kick. Very, very intelligent. Technique from the Dom. He's still trying to land that overhand right. Lets it go again.
The calf kick becoming the go-to move, and there is that rugby wrestling style from Chad Hanekom. Incredibly strong and does look a little bigger than the last time we've seen him inside the Brave Arena.
Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, obviously the major bases for mixed martial arts. Rugby looking pretty good too to me right now.
Just trying to sweep that leg out, and he's kicking. He's quite literally kicking the calf like you would a rugby ball. Has the hands clasped, trying to drag Dom Schober to the ground. Dom needs to try and break that grip, needs to get the hands down, push down, cause a little bit of separation.
Beautiful head positioning from Superman. The exact spot his head is in, it cannot be elbowed. Excellent. Moves ahead to the side. Nope, it is absolutely not going to happen. Beautiful head positioning.
The game plan from Hanekom does seem to be to really attack the calves of Dom Schober.
Call it for me, Phil. 10-9, 9-10. I'm liking Superman by 10-9.
I think Superman did find his distance very early, and that calf kick was the most telling strike landed in the bout. I'd really like to see that again, but here we see Chad Hanekom just evading the forward motion of Dom Schober. There's that spinning back kick, more so on the arm, seeing there in the replay. And there's that big straight that just Dom decided he was hungry at it. Lesser men would have been put on their back with it, and there's that big low calf kick that impeded the stance of Dom Schober.
You called it exactly right, Phil. That foot or shin went directly into the nerve on the front of the tibialis muscle, and it's hard to describe what it's like unless it's happened to you, but basically the strength goes out of that calf. It takes a while to shake it off too. It could, in fact, be telling in this round a minute or two later.
You don't just get an MMA education with Kirik Jenis, you get an anatomy education with this man. Is there anything he can't do? Round 2 set to go here at Brave Combat Federation 44 Super Fights.
This could come down to calf kick versus overhand right, Phil.
And is it incumbent upon Dom Schober to throw that overhand as Chad Hanekom is throwing the kicks?
The problem, of course, Phil, is in order to set, and that's it!
We could be looking at a TKO due to leg kicks here. Big strikes being landed.
This fight's going to be
Chad
ended.
Hanekom,
It's
that's
over.
it. All over. Referee repping lightsaber calls an end to the action. Dom Schober clearly impeded, and that was a hellacious leg kick by Superman.
Kill the calf and the head will die! That's why they call him Superman!
The big man just came over to the commentary table and said, surprise, surprise, MFers, I am back. And the question I would ask is, did he ever really go away? Beautiful work, and you can see the pain that Dom Schober finds himself in.
Phil, you talk about the strength of Superman. You talk about why they call Chad Hanekom Superman. That was only the second calf kick that landed, and his opponent is still down on the ground, unable to get up. Absolutely extraordinary. Lesson in mixed martial arts from the man they call Superman.
Dom Schober gets his, Chad Hanekom gets his 6th win by way of finish, his 2nd by way of KO or TKO, and here we see the work and just crashes in that kick, drops Dom Schober, finishes up with the ground and pound, and that's a beautiful finish, Kirik.
And that's the right time to stop it. Revin Saber Sapes, and that's a man right there above us, Chad Superman Hanekom.
Follows up with the ground and pound, leaves referee Revin Lightsaber with no alternative but to stop the fight. And Dom Schober is still on the ground. That shows just how dangerous those leg kicks of Chad Hanekom were, and I'm excited to get to talk to this guy in the post-fight. He is fired up. He is ready to go.
Phil, Dominic, Dom Schober is as tough as they come. He is being stretchered out of here due to the effect of just 2 calf kicks. As I alluded to earlier, it's possible there is some tendon damage here or some ligament damage. But let's get back to talking about Superman. What a performance from the South African. Standing with his coach, the great Coach Kwan, followed the coach's prescription to a T, and devastated the Dom Schober. Brave Nation, Dom Schober was trying to land an overhand right. In order to set that right up, you have to put your weight onto your front foot. You cannot have your weight set onto your back foot and land that shot.
And so it's just what happens when you're willing to step into the fire. He wanted to land that right hand. In order to do so, he had to put his weight onto that front left leg. And as a consequence, Chad Superman Hanekom had a target and landed it.
Obviously, congratulations go to Chad Hanekom, but also our thoughts and prayers go out to Dom Shoba right now. We hope he makes a speedy recovery because he is one of the gutsiest fighters.
All right, Brave Nation, this incredible battle comes to an end at 18 seconds of the very second round. Your winner by TKO from South Africa, Chad Superman Hanekom.
Your next bout is 3 5-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Introducing our first one. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect record of 8 wins and no losses. He stands 183 centimeters tall and weighs already 84.05 kilograms. Representing Khalid Fight Team in Italy and fighting out of Albania. Give it up for Leon Alou. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a record of 5 wins and 1 loss. He stands 192 centimeters tall and weighs already 83.75 kilograms. Representing Coach Kwan University out of Johannesburg, South Africa. Give it up for Chad Superman Hanekom. Your referee is Tony Lendosi.
2 big units of middleweights in the Brave cage. Chad Hanekom, Leon Alou, both fast starters. Do not blink. Hanekom come out, leading with a lot of faith just to see what Leon does.
Hanekom, the Ranger man.
And he's in, and he's down. That's that strength. Is it a burn? Is it a plan? No, it's a takedown from Superman. Big change of levels of takedown. Really drove through Leon Alou, and Leon Alou just could do nothing to stop that. What can offer from the top now, advancing his position. 4 submissions on his record, so
Not only 4 submissions, but 4 different submissions, showing what a repertoire of ground he has.
Worth noting, bringing it back here to his visualization, what he was doing in the cage before that. Very familiar position and what he was drilling in the cage as we were watching him.
That's exactly correct. He was drilling, shifting those hips from left to right. We may see it there, we see it right there, and you see it again.
They step over into side. I know he's a fan of switching the scarf when he's in that position.
He's in the side control here, and it's good momentum and advancement here by Chad Superman Hanekom.
I've seen elephants in Africa push over trees, and that reminds me of Superman's style. He uses this extraordinary strength to flatten his opponents.
Potentially looking at a Kimura here, Phil.
Lets it go and lands a thunderous strike.
A big heavy man, and he uses his weight well with heavy hips and really pins his opponents to the mat.
They switch back to the Kimura. It's just ground dominance, isn't it?
Corners reminding him to stay on top, stay calm, maintain that position.
Intelligent using knee to the body work here, and potentially could switch the north-side position.
Leon Alou he's done well in some respects not to allow him advance any further than he has. Good defensive work, but Chad Hanekom is just a beast of a man in this position. And using the knees to the body again, showing different options of peppering the body.
But he sprawls the back leg out quite far to get the hips done, which just increases the pressure on Leon Alou.
This will be exhausting work, all defensive work by Leon Louis-Kerrick, and that's really going to burn out the arms and the gas tank if it does get back to his feet, and trying to stop one of them thunderous takedowns.
This is absolutely not the fight that he wanted, and we're only halfway through this round. There's the incredible strength.
Such a dominant top game. Sally needs to be careful holding on to the head in that position, as he could leave himself susceptible to the Von Flue choke.
Some people's top games are based on the absolute most precise positioning. Some are based on raw strength. That's what you're seeing here is monster strength, Superman strength.
Did we see that? He switched to reverse scarf and threw a punch around his own back.
Body locking him, trying to take Leon Alou for a ride here, but Leon's done well at the moment to stop it. Looking to take away that back leg and get the trip. Good strength though shown by Leon Alou.
Leon Alou just being forced to carry the weight of Chad Honeycomb here, drags him to the ground, inside the guard.
We're going to call that one a rugby takedown.
Sheer grit, determination on the takedown, and strength by Chad Honeycomb.
Be happy to land his strikes here from the half-guard position.
Honeycomb now has a good sense of what his opponent does on the ground. I think you're going to see him increase his aggression from now on.
Trying to slip that knee through. But this, for all we know, this could be part of the game plan of Chad Honeycomb. Use the first round to force your opponent to carry your weight, to get that blood and that lactic acid into the muscles, to make those arms harder to carry in the second round. Could be a longer game of being implemented by Chad Honeycomb here.
I agree with that totally.
Maybe looking for an arm there.
The Kamara on the opposite side, he could be using it to step over as well, but he could sit up. There it is. There's danger here for Leon Alou.
If we see a repeat of the submission that you...
There was that behind the back pin. We're going to call that the new Superman punch.
The Super Duperman punch could be in on the Kimura here.
The strength that he shows and takedown, he's going to push that into this Kimura and just try to rip away the arm of Leon Alou. The 10-second cover goes, so time might escape him. He gets it just
falls to his back. He's trying to rip that arm off.
That's the buzzer.
Woo!
Leon Alou will be walking back to his cage after being dominated on the mat, as you said, Phil. Apprehension is going to be feeling in him hands now. He's going to feel exhausted after carrying 6'4" Chad Honeycomb. This is the story of the first round. Beautiful change of level and power double by Chad Honeycomb.
That's a takedown with some serious authority.
Okay. Air Superman now leaving runway 1.
Okay, just again against the cage. When Leon happened to get back up, a tight body lock, vice grip on the body, and just shows sheer strength and grit to get it to the mat.
2, 1, stand up and make some noise! There we go! Hey!
What was the corner of Leon Alou telling him here, Phil Campbell? In between rounds, what advice are they giving him?
It's got to be about distance. We now know the game plan of Chad Honeycomb is to score that takedown. So although he's going to need to be using his strikes to keep distance, I want to see him on his bike a little bit more. I want to see him moving around, giving Chad Honeycomb different looks and trying to maintain a little bit of distance.
Karen, the open question to you, what's Chad Honeycomb's corner going to be telling him coming into round 2?
They're going to tell him, do it again, son.
Referee just drawing off both fighters. Your second round here of Brave CF16 in Abu Dhabi is underway. Superman will be looking to take Leon Alou on flight again.
That's what we need to see from Alou. He's got to try and back his opponent up. He's got to be aggressive, or he's going to end up flat in his back, getting hammered.
Leaping side kick attempt by Chad Honeycomb. But look how calm he is, just as calm as we seen him earlier in the empty arena, visualizing what he was going to do. Very strong mentally.
This is a fighter in the zone.
Change of level in What I liked about that, Kieran, was he didn't rush for it. He didn't just try to dive in on a takedown, just as I'm saying, and gets the head popped out. But he took his time. He didn't just rush for the takedown. Leon Alou being quite active on his back here, trying to land elbows and punches. But Chad Honeycomb waited, changed levels as Alou came in and began being aggressive, but got it back to the mat.
Excellent anti-guard work. Pushed the head up against the cage. Passed already to half guard.
We've seen him try and set up a Kimura from this position in the first round.
That's a difficult submission to pull off, but when you have possibly the greatest strength on this entire card, you can do it.
And this is something you'd always speak of a fighter who doesn't have a loss on his record. He's not used to being in this position. He's not used to being around down, and he is not used to being dominated. So what does that have mentally on Leon Alou?
That is a great point, Noel. You can see it written on his face. There's a look of slight shock.
He's also not all that used to being in a second round either. Trying to use the arm to post. Honeycomb intelligently takes that away from him.
He could be happy just to sit in this half-guard position. A lot of fighters like that. Allows you to control your opponent, posture up and land shots. Will we see him advance his position? Good head position by him as well, making life just disgustingly awkward for Leon Alou.
Again, they use those long limbs to step over the open guard of Leon Alou.
I think he's comfortable being in the closed guard. Now the open.
He has that strength here, doesn't he, just to sit there and land big shots from there.
Try to just swing the legs away.
I've talked to people that roll him in the gym, and they say he's essentially like Dan Henderson, not armbarable. He simply cannot be armbarred. He just bends the arm.
Still enough action on the floor here to keep the referee happy. Leon Alou, to his credit, is trying to throw elbows from the bottom.
I would like to see him be a little bit more active with the hips. Maybe try and bring the feet back and get them on the hips of Chad Honeycomb, push him away and re-instigate the stand-up.
Chad Honeycomb at the moment is like a fire blanket, just covering his opponent, not allowing him any room to try anything to get into a better position. Could be setting something up here, Phil, potentially head and arm triangle.
Maybe looking just to isolate the arm.
Make it again. There's life uncomfortable, driving that shoulder into the jaw. That's going to interfere with the breathing of Leon as well.
And it also takes your mind off what you should be doing, because you have this massive shoulder being driven into your jaw.
There's so much pressure on Alou now. You're seeing very little offense from him. He's simply trying a survival game. He's trying to go from half guard to closed guard. But you're not seeing submission attempts. You're not seeing stand-up attempts. Very few strikes from bottom. This is essentially trying to stay afloat.
Chad Honeycomb may be looking to open up the strikes a little bit now in the latter stanza of the second round.
Again, Leon Alou is just holding that neck. He needs to be careful. He's going to try to use it to slide out. He does very well.
Good work up to the feet, Leon Alou.
He caught him. He's handled the guillotine. That was a beautiful short left hook that landed on Chad Honeycomb. He looked to be hurt. He could have been off balance. But once again, the South African gets it into the dominant position. But that just showed the power and short range for Leon Alou. A beautiful strike that looked to have rocked Honeycomb.
Leon Alou is so dangerous in those kinds of positions. All he needs is one opening with that kind of power. But then we see the expert game of Chad Honeycomb getting into a position where he can recover, get the press, and then do work.
Almost flipped the script on this fight, Kirik. It's so far, it's almost been a 10-minute domination, but Leon Alou showed how dangerous he is and the power he possesses in such short range.
The problem for Alou is Chad's neck is so inhumanly strong that when you hit him in the head doesn't snap. It's attached to the core, and it can cause some jarring in the brain, but not enough.
So again, a big second round for the South African.
Make the fans happy out here.
That was a big shot. I'm sure we'll see it in the replay here. After being dominated on the mat for maybe 4.5 minutes, he lands just a super short shot that looked to have put the South African in fierce danger.
So now I'm thinking,
this is the start of the round where he's kind of changed level after not rushing the takedown. Gets another big takedown.
Yeah, we're seeing such a devastating, smothering wrestling ground control game with Chad Honeycomb.
Big double leg, it just powers through Leon Alou.
How you doing?
Alou was holding onto that neck, but then the story of the round really here was Chad Honeycomb on top, landing shots. Leon knew them well to get back to some position, but when they got standing, it was just a short opening.
And what that's going to do, Noah, that's going to give Leon a little bit of hope. Now he knows that when he does land, it does damage. So he may go into this third round reinvigorated, ready to go, and loading up on his shots, knowing that he can do damage.
There is just a short left hook that just landed on the chin. We're just getting back underway here in the Brave cage. Your third round, and that also will make Chad Honeycomb think about the power that Leon holds, and might make him a little gun-shiny coming in and changing levels in case he gets caught. Dives under the hook, and Leon eludes.
As the neck, Leo at the... Then Honeycomb relentless with the takedown. Wasn't successful once, but kept driving for it.
Chaining up the takedown attempts and gets it back to the mat. Leon Elude looks for a Kimura on the opposite side.
Don't quite think he has it. Right in front of us here, our broadcast position.
And he's really digging for it here. My view is just a little obscure by the post in front of us, but you would think it would be very difficult to get them limbs of Chad Honeycomb behind them.
Honeycomb with the arm free.
Raining down some hooks from the side.
Just the power he can generate from that position is scary. They're right in front of us in the broadcast position.
The tud from that shot.
You would have thought there was thunder outside. But there's thunder inside the cage right now. Oh.
There's definitely means to an end for them shots. Chad Honeycomb is getting vicious with them shots. Dominant performance by the South African, and potentially title implications here at middleweight. He's putting himself in the conversation with Yusuf Naziri. We'll be saying, hey, who's next in line?
I think there are very much title implications here. Brave Combat Federation is coming to South Africa. It would not surprise me at all, to see Superman in a title fight at Sun City.
Shots from the bottom by Leon.
And that's really what Leon has been managed to throw in the fight, are shots from the bottom, and actually just been nullified by Chad Honeycomb. Tries to scramble. Good wrist control by Honeycomb on top, just taking away the pillar or the post that was allowing Leon to try and get some sort of position to even shrimp and retain some sort of better position.
Solid head pressure by Chad as well here, just underneath the chin of Leon.
That wrist, this is a terrible position to be in. That wrist was held. It's like Batman fighting Superman, except Batman's only got one arm.
Good head position with Chad Honeycomb on top. And no Chad, he'll want to get a finish here. He'll want to put an exclamation. Leon Elude to his credit, trying to get back to his feet. Can he? He does it. Looking for a trip of his own.
Good use of the weather by Chad Honeycomb. And on a double again.
Too slippery to try the guillotine.
Huge credit to Elude for trying to stay in this fight.
You can see the sweat pouring off both fighters. Very unlikely, but as you said, Garrett, the game is, the fight is in the dog, and he's still in the fight. Not too sure what to just say to the referee.
He may be getting back up to his feet.
Oh! Knee right to the jaw. And down to the ground as well. Must be, like, what do you do to stop this? Leon has been in there almost for 14 minutes now, and he just cannot manage to stop the takedowns.
Finally manages to stand up, gets kneed in the face for his trouble.
If he turns, we go to the Khabib again. And it's the intensity of Chad Honeycomb's attack. He's constantly working on top, constantly throwing shots. If you manage to get back up from underneath him, he just puts you right back down and goes to work again. He doesn't lose heart that he's got back up. He just keeps coming forward.
Not only does Superman have Superman strength, he's also got Superman endurance. This is a man who trains for hours and hours every day in the gym, and he's reaping the rewards for it right now.
Coming up to the last 30 seconds in round number 3 here at Brave CF 16.
We're going to call that the reverse first Superman.
Wow. It's landing and it's doing damage.
Not a bad night's work. Getting 15 minutes of domination and a punch named after you.
And with the root of Kimura just to finish here. As they are in position.
Blood, sweat, and venom dripping from the fucking ceiling. I can feel it all coursing through my system. Homicidal for the survival, I go the distance. If you my rival, then join the mission to stop existing. Want your permission, I'm a gun-driven return of vision. Cause these conditions are insufficient for my kids to live in. We above the law, we above the system, we a new addition. If you ready to rise, demand your positions. And we gon' rise up, till they all fall down. Yeah. And we gon' rise up, our feet off the ground. You should know, ain't no losers on this side. Champions all around us. And we gon' rise up, till they all fall down. First you get the check, then respect, then you get the power. We ain't stopping at the penthouse, we want the tower. Stacking notes, Wheel of Fortune, we flipping vowels. We go longer than 9 to 5, but the business hours. When the wolves surround you, we never howl, we disembowel. You do us foul, we do you filthy, we never cower. Revolution.
Great flag. This one goes the distance. All 3 judges score a unanimous decision victory for a fighter out of the red corner, Chad Superman Hancock!
Here we go, Brave Nation. This next bout is 3 5-minute rounds in the flyweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 7 wins and 7 losses. He stands 165 centimeters tall and weighs already 56.15 kilograms. Representing Rebel 2 Combat Spartan Fitness and fighting out of the Philippines. Please welcome Janelle, the Demolition Man, and his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, defending the mixed martial arts with a professional record of 7 wins and 3 losses. He stands 168 centimeters tall and weighs already 57.15 kilograms. Representing Australian top team and fighting out of South Africa, give it up for Dan Shield, Buddha.
Interesting to see if Dan Shield shoots in on the very dangerous striker that is Janelle Lausa. How good is his takedown defense? Dan Shield, of course, is an incredible wrestler, so dominant.
Dan Shield took a little bit of a bladed stance initially, then shifted. Here he goes again, playing with his opponent's mind a little bit. As he's doing that, very, very smart fight. As he's doing that, he's getting a sense of his opponent's reflexes, what attacks his opponent may want to make. It's extremely good opening from Dan Shield, feinting a lot, switching from side to side, taking a fully sideways bladed stance, squaring up a little bit more. This is how you're supposed to start a fight in mixed martial arts.
I'm really enjoying his movement. That's a big shot to the body. Tries to parlay a kick that was caught into a jumping knee. Evolution personified at Dan Shield Midley. A little errant
absolutely
kick. Yep.
Accidental. Referee may just keep him going. And that's what we saw right there. Loving the fluidity of Danchiel Moodley here, Phil.
Switching stances as confidently as you would like. Oh, wasn't far away with a head kick. Caught more on the gloves. Clinch initiated from Danchiel Moodley. Oh, gets his back take.
Not something I had predicted, Phil.
Lausa does have 2 wins by submission on his ledger, not just a striker.
Danchiel now trying to grind the opponent's arms off his back, cheese grater style, against that fence. Not successful so far, and the hands are apart. Back to striking.
That's bound to be good for the confidence of both fighters. Janelle being able to get in and clinch. And, oh, beautiful leg kick.
Danchiel now seeing the kick caught twice. He wants to move down to the calf, no question whatsoever.
He wasn't far away with a head kick. Now Janelle has double underhooks. Over under position now.
Danchiel defending well.
Did a good job with the wrist control, trying to break that grip.
He's in his running man stance sideways, has an underhook, and it was not enough. He is down, reversed, he's stuck inside a guillotine. We couldn't see how tight. Danchiel Moodley is now out.
Lausa lets it go. He has not won via submission since November of 2014 when he defeated Dana Bermudez via first round guillotine.
It's a problematic move in mixed martial arts, Phil, to go for that guillotine from standing. It does mean you end up on the bottom if it doesn't work. Typically your opponent on top of you with bad intentions, raining down punches, or even worse, elbows.
Lausa trying to create an angle for himself, has the foot on the hip, may try and switch the angle for the armbar here. Closes the guard. Danchiel Moodley happy to sit in this position and land enough shots to keep himself honest. No need for the referee to stand him up because he's keeping busy.
There we go. One of the reasons, Brave Nation, you throw shots when you're on the ground, even though you don't have your hips behind him, is to get your opponent to do something. In this case, Danchiel wanted his opponent to release that head. So he hit the ribs, probably did it 10 times in a row. Finally, his opponent had to drop that hand, and that will allow Danchiel to get potentially to further his position or posture back. There you see an attempt to further position. He may also posture back to get a little more leverage behind those strikes.
Danchiel doing a good job right now of immobilizing the hips. He needs to keep square here. Doesn't want to get himself caught in something of his own doing.
Danchiel's applying a lot of forward pressure with those hips. You see the Demolition Man's head cocked sideways, is jammed up against that fence.
Tries to step over the half guard. Lausa doing a good job of reclaiming guard each time.
That's a defensive strategy in mixed martial arts, though, and unlike boxing, defense does not count on the judges' scorecards in this sport. It means you're not getting killed,
but you're not being proactive.
It doesn't really mean anything. The judges would completely disregard an opponent's defense under the unified rules of mixed martial arts. So a little bit of striking from bottom. That's what we need to see more of from the Demolition Man if he wants to catch the judge's attention.
Ten seconds to go. Danchiel Moodley turning it up a little bit. Lausa trying to throw shots from the bottom. Very difficult. I'd like to see him throw elbows from the position. It was just about to when the clapper went.
Unlike other sports, like football, where across the middle of the World Cup, you know what the score is. Your opinion, what do you think the score is in this fight after round one?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. If I were to be I would say then that looks like a 10-9 round for Danchiel Moodley.
I called it the exact same way.
He controlled the tempo of the fight. Once he got the takedown, he controlled, completely immobilized Janelle Lausa.
What we're seeing here is a takedown. It wasn't pretty
know the game plan on both fighters, Derek. Dan Woodley wants to take this to the ground. Lausa, if I was in the corner of him, I would tell him that to keep distance, use the jab, establish the jab, and be on your bicycle. Implement lateral movement. Don't be there when Dan Woodley shoots.
The Demolition Man wants to knock his opponent out. Now, he tried to do it in the first round by setting down, by planting his weight down a little bit and throwing a single big shot, like you saw right there. I think we need a little bit more.
Big shot right down the middle from Janelle Lausa. Again, beautiful IQ from Dan Woodley. Pops right back up.
But we're seeing a difference in the power of the striking between these two athletes. There's a reason he's called the Demolition Man.
Big sprawl from Janelle Lausa doing the right thing. There was potentially the uppercut, almost caught Dan Shield coming in.
Absolutely fantastic double leg takedown. The first was attempted and was shut down. It takes a fighter with extreme confidence in himself, extreme confidence in his trainers, to when something's been shut down, go right for it again.
The timing had to be absolutely perfect on that for Dan Woodley, and it was. Nice head control, just pinning it against the head of Janelle Lausa.
Now Woodley's got to get busy. He's either got to try and further his position, which would mean moving from inside guard to a half guard or even to side control, potentially even to mount, or he's got to launch a striking attack.
Regard, another regard from Janelle Lausa, but again, like you said, Carrick, he needs to be proactive. He just can't be in a defensive position for the rest of the round.
Woodley elevated his hips in an attempt to get all the way past that guard. It was unsuccessful.
Again, Lausa has the foot on the hip. Oh, tried to hit the sweep, and now Lausa's on top.
Fantastic technique.
Beautiful jiu-jitsu from Janelle Lausa. What can Dan Woodley offer off his back? Oh, huge! May try and hit the bump sweep, but gets right back to the feet. It's a big shot! Another big takedown incoming from Dan Woodley.
Excellent technique from Dan Woodley. He was rocked a little bit there, no question in my mind. His neck was just a little bit loose. Got in on his opponent. He's buying himself the 5 to 10 seconds that he needs in order for the head to clear so he can get back into his fight.
Now, needs to work in for the underhooks. Does so brilliantly. Needs to get his head underneath the chin of Dan Lausa. Beautiful work from Burra.
And so the tide turns, Brave Nation. Dan Woodley got rocked a little bit there. He's now on top and in charge.
It was beautiful sequential wrestling. Worked for his underhooks, got his head underneath the chin of his opponent and reaped the leg out. Absolutely beautiful wrestling from Woodley.
Lausa now trying to rest a little bit, trying to get his bearings back, trying to catch his breath, and he's going to try and spring back up to standing.
Oh, there's a little bit of Clara on somebody. Can't quite see who's caught. It might be Dan Woodley.
I would be surprised if it was anybody but. He caught a couple of big shots there, including an elbow when he was on bottom. Valiantly moved through that and is now on top in a dominant position.
Again, just establishing that anchor position. There's scope here to throw him off elbows if he chooses. Working the body to keep himself honest, to negate the potential stand-up from the referee.
Little wrinkle we're seeing here. Dan Woodley did not put his opponent down there right in front of his corner by accident. This is real cage generalship you see here. When you take your opponent down by your corner, he can no longer hear his corner, and your corner can see everything that's going on. You've got basically two guys fighting for you now. You've got yourself and you've got your coach all there fighting together. It is a huge advantage.
Incredible cage IQ from Dan Woodley, not only taking his opponent to his own corner, but also taking away the most dangerous tools that Lausa has, that being his hands.
Woodley doing a good job of staying busy enough with his strikes, attempting to pass guard at certain points, throwing shots like we see right here. I gotta say, Phil, that cornering, when a shot lands and your corner makes a huge noise, it can have an effect on the judges. That big Muay Thai, hey!
Woodley trying to get back in on a takedown. He is relentless, but good sprawl from Lausa. But there again, the relentlessness of Dan Woodley. Cardio for days, Carrick.
Lausa did an excellent job. He didn't take a lot of damage on bottom. He bided his time, caught his breath a little bit, popped up to standing, but unfortunately, Dan Shield Moodley is on. His wrestling is on tonight. He is not stopping. Things don't go his way. He just does it again. Thus far, it has worked for him.
We always knew how dominant, compact a wrestler Dan Shield Moodley is, but this is next level. He has unquestionably leveled up since moving to Australian Top Team. There you have it.
Blood, sweat, and venom dripping from the fucking ceiling. I can feel it all coursing through my system. Homicidal for the survival, I go the distance. If you my rival, then join the mission to stop existing. Want your permission, I'm a gunner-driven, return of vision. Cause these conditions are insufficient for my kids to live in. We above the law, we above the system, we a new addition. If you ready to rise, demand your positions. And we gon' rise up, till they all fall down. Yeah. And we gon' rise up, our feet off the ground. You should know, ain't no losers on this side. Champions all around us. And we gon' rise up, till they all fall down. First you get the check, then respect, then you get the power. We ain't stopping at the penthouse. We want the tower, stacking notes. Wheel of fortune, we flipping files.
Faking the opponent, exchanging a little bit, and then unleashing that incredible power that we know so well he possesses.
Nice show of respect.
Beautiful show of respect in here.
That is why I love this sport. Give each other a hug, earn one another's respect, and now they're going to try and knock out or tap out their opponent.
Buddha Noodley, briefly in southpaw, shifts right back to orthodox. And back. It's such smart fighting here.
Dan Shield needs to be careful. When he threw the kick there, it was a little bit lethargic and the hands came down. If I got a read on that, I'm sure the corner, beautiful shot. Well, if I got a read on that, I'm pretty sure the corner, Janelle Lausa got a read on it too.
Brave Nation, one of the reasons I'm complimenting the shifting, this going from one side forward to the other so much is it's easy to get caught when you shift. There's a brief little moment there when you're going one side or the other. You saw it. We're going to see it again. If your opponent can time you and catch you in that, it is lights out.
Just constant, perpetual movement side to side from Dan Shield Moodley. And this is actually what Janelle Lausa should be doing more of.
Dan Shield moving very, very well in order to pull ahead in this round on the judges' scorecards. Got to land something. He's floating like a butterfly. We need to see the sting like a bee now.
But you know what, Janelle Lausa is only ever one big shot away from ending someone's night. He has a monster lead left hook.
They don't call him the Demolition Man for nothing. This man could knock out a heavyweight. He's got violent hands.
He did knock out Michael Escobia via fifth round, in the fifth round rather, in the Philippines in August 2022 in a boxing bout. So we know he has the hands.
The Demolition Man right now is laser focused.
Great shot by Dan Shield Moodley.
Demolition Man wants to land either that left hook or the straight right.
There's a couple of times Moodley has circled out to his right. He needs to be careful circling out low there. He could potentially get hit with a head kick.
Demolition Man wants to be a little less obvious about what his intentions are. Needs to feint a little more, level change a little more, pop in and out a little bit. We know what he wants to do. He wants to move forward, land the hands. That's his goal. He's got to disguise it a little bit more.
Dan Shield Moodley is definitely getting his 10,000 steps in the cage tonight. I don't think the man has stopped this round.
Brave Nation, is very hard to describe how tough it is to fight 5-minute rounds under these television lights. Dan Shield Moodley looks fresh as a daisy right now.
We are struggling under the lights and we're not fighting another human being. Nice, almost skiing type movement from Danshil Moodley. Almost like he's trying to run away from a crocodile.
Moodley's had great luck every minute of this fight so far, but he can't get cocky. Just because you're winning doesn't mean you win in the end.
In mixed martial arts, the old adage is true: you can be winning until you're not. Head kick landed on the gloves, but can still do damage.
Moodley did land the kick earlier, though, on the judges' scorecard. In that exchange, he came out on top.
Another nice shot there from Danshil Moodley. His boxing looks on point. I think he's got the uppercut. I think Janelle Lausa has the uppercut loaded. Oh, big hook.
Janelle slowing down just a little bit under the relentless heat of these television lights. Just a little bit less explosive than he was the first couple minutes of the fight. That is not to say he cannot knock his opponent out at any moment now, because he can. Less than 1 minute, Brave Nation.
There's that big uppercut attempt. There it is again. Uppercut to hook combination. He wasn't far away.
Danshil doing a great job staying on the outside and landing just enough to stay ahead in the judges' scorecards.
30 seconds to go, and if you're Janelle Lausa, you need to throw the kitchen sink at Danshil Moodley here. Just throw caution to the wind. He cannot stand on ceremony or reputation here. He needs to make something happen. Nice inside leg kick from Moodley.
Phil, Danshil could, of course, just try and run out the round, but he's not gonna. He's gonna dance with the Gallic Bungam. He's gonna stay aggressive. You're seeing it right here. He's gonna. We got 10 seconds now, Phil.
Beautiful performance.
Blood, sweat, and venom dripping from the fucking ceiling. I can feel it all coursing through my system. Homicidal for the survival, I go the distance. If you my rival, then join the mission to stop existing. Walk your permission, I'm a gunner-driven return of vision. Cause these conditions are insufficient for my kids to live in. We above the law, we above the system, we a new addition. If you're ready to rise, demand your positions. And we gon' rise up, till they all fall down. Yeah. And we gon' rise up, our feet off the ground. You should know, ain't no losers on this side. Champions all around us. And we gon' rise up, till they all fall down. First you get the check, then respect, then you get the power. We ain't stopping at the penthouse, we want the tower. Stacking notes, Wheel of Fortune, we flipping vows. We go longer than 9 to 5, but the business hours. When the wolves surround you, we never howl, we disembowel. You do us foul, we do you filthy, we never cower. Revolutionary, my rebels ready, they getting routed. If you ready to rise, then let's be about it. And we gon' rise up, till they all fall down. Yeah. And we gon' rise up, our feet off the ground. You should know, ain't no losers on this side. Champions all around us. And we gon' rise up,
All right, Brave Nation, another exciting battle inside the Brave CF 66 cage. After 3 rounds, we go to judges' scorecards. Your first judge scores about 29-28. Your next 2 judges scored about 30-27 for your unanimous decision victory. Out of the red corner, Danshil Moodley. All right, Brave Nation, this is your co-main event of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds in a catchweight bout. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 3 wins and 5 losses. He stands 168 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 57.7 kilograms. Representing Ready MMA Fight Camp and fighting out of Umeå, Sweden. Give it up for Anton Crazy Ty Larson. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 5 wins and 2 losses. He stands 167 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 58 kilograms. Representing Domination Fighting Fitness Gym and fighting out of Durban, South Africa. Give it up for Danshil Buddha Moodley. For referee instructions, Ferdinand Basson.
Co-main, Phil, of one extraordinary night of fights in Durban, South Africa.
One of Durban's favourite fighting sons, Danshil Moodley, in the co-main event.
And that's the Danshil Moodley we love and respect so much, attacking at angles.
Nice heavy leg kick response from Anton Larson. Oh, he caught him a little bit there with a straight, forced the shot. Danshil Moodley in on a single. Needs to wrap both arms around the leg if he's going for the takedown.
Crazy Ty looking to set up another ninja choke? Nope.
Momentarily think it may have been going for the arm drag there on the far side. Danshil doing well, just forcing Larson to carry his weight right now. This is what he did so expertly in Romania. Just took his time, forced his opponent to carry his weight.
Danshil Moodley is a master of grinding. It's my favorite style of mixed martial arts. You just grind him. You push him against the fence. You punch him. You wrestle him.
Strikes being landed by Anton. So far, his takedown defense is holding up well.
Moodley challenging Anton's strikes by being nose-to-nose with him or close to it. Muay Thai fighters, of course, prefer to hit at distance.
Just has that head underneath the chin of Larson. Good control from Moodley.
Little giraffe fight going on here, little head fight. Whoever keeps their head inside the other fighter's head has the advantage when it comes to the takedown or control against the fence.
Danshil just biding his time, trying to find that opening. Forcing the Thai fighter into defensive mode.
Nice little defensive strikes by the Crazy Ty. Even though he's pinned against the wall, if he gets an opportunity, he pops a little shot up. Those knuckles to the eye can hurt. And Phil, of course, it's so hard to throw those little shots and not get taken down when you're pushed up against the fence.
Yeah, you don't want to overcommit to your strikes in a situation like this. Nice work from Danshil Moodley, mixing it up with the strikes himself. Changed the level momentarily.
Fantastic fight so far on both sides.
I thought he may have been looking for a fireman's carry there. Nice knee in the clinch from the Thai fighter.
They're exchanging knees. 1 for 1.
Midway point of the first round here. Nice takedown defense and break from Anton Larson.
And this is the relentless Danshil Moodley. Separate, he's on you. Danshil Moodley always seeks to do more than his opponent is doing.
May change levels and go for that ankle. Beautiful pop knee from the Crazy Ty. Trying to bring Danshil Moodley's level up. so he can fight for his own underhooks.
Crazy Ty, having taken the fight on short notice, maybe conserving his energy to a certain extent. May not be trying to as explosively as he might be able to get off that fence. Biding his time a little bit.
And I think it's intelligent work from Danshail Moodley. He knows the fighter's coming in short notice. His cardio may not necessarily be fight camp cardio, taking the fight in short notice. So Danshail may just be trying to wear him out for the first round.
If he is, it'd be a brilliant strategy. Oh,
Larson,
switch attempt.
Larson tried to hit the switch and give up the takedown himself.
Denied. Danshail Moodley is a tremendous wrestler.
Just elevating the legs, trying to triangle them.
Leg was shelved momentarily. He's looking to shelf it again.
Anton Larson working tirelessly to get back to his feet.
Larson turning those hips. Looked like he might have been going for a Sambo victory roll.
You may see Danshail unload some ground and point here. Just seems to have, does he have the wrist pinned? We can't quite tell from this position.
Got that leg shelved again where he wants it.
Again, and on the single. Heavy wrestling from Danshail Moodley. Changes levels, trying to secure that takedown again. He's having success with the knees to the midsection.
Well, Phil, I think we saw a very intelligent strategy from Danshail Moodley, and I think it worked. 10-9, yeah?
Real solid work from Danshail Moodley. Just dominated all the grappling exchanges. Taking the power of Anton Larson. Didn't want to mess.
Blood, sweat, and venom dripping from the fucking ceiling. I can feel it all coursing through my system. Homicidal for the survival, I go the distance. If you my rival, then join the mission to stop existing. Want your permission, I'm gonna driven with tunnel vision. Cause these conditions are insufficient for my kids to live in. We above the law, we above the system, we a new addition. If you ready to rise, demand your positions. And we gon' rise up to the young fall down.
Danshail looking cool and collected. Crazy Ty looks like he can't wait for this fight to start.
Here we go.
Little hand touch, we love to see that.
Both men exchanging. Beautiful work again from Moodley. Use the strikes, close the distance, initiate the clinch.
And then start to grind your opponent's energy away.
Has that wrist control. Needs to be wary of that arm just sneaking underneath the armpit. If he pops the head down, there's potential for a choke.
I was impressed by both fighters' short, sharp strikes from in here. Glad to see that's continuing. They're expanding those knuckle shots to the eyes into knees. So a body shot.
Maybe in on the takedown. Trying to hook the leg. But credit to Anton Larson, he's not going easily. Hits the switch. Oh, beautiful tenacity from Danshail
That was
Moodley.
fantastic. This sport is defined by those little tiny moments, those little tiny scrambles like that. You win the scramble, you win the fight.
Maybe in on the double here.
Hands are connected.
Beautiful work.
But Crazy Ty is hard to take down and way harder to hold down.
What I like about Anton Larson is he's never settling. He's always trying to get back up. But he may have given up his back here.
A little bit of a tactical mistake that may come from his greater familiarity with the Muay Thai ring. When he stood up, he should have had no distance between the cage and his body.
Momentary had that figure four grip. Uses the whizzer just to push Larson down.
I'm liking Crazy Ty's jiu-jitsu too. Got half guard, got the underhook on his side.
Does have one win via guillotine choke in his professional mixed martial arts career. Danciel Moodley is essentially a mixed martial arts fire blanket. He is not giving Larsson any space with which to work.
And the thing I love about it is, you know what he's going to do, and you still can't stop it. He's going to punch you. He's going to close wall punching you. He's going to push you up against the fence and punch you. He's going to take you down and punch you. And when you get so tired you make a mistake, he's going to try and tap you. As you said of Anton Larsson, a little bit more circular motion when the two of them are on the outside could help him further his game. He's by no means getting completely dominated or close to being stopped in these close exchanges, but he sure isn't winning them.
Another takedown, tried to hit the switch, and he's done that twice. But again, it's just the tenacity of Danciel Moodley that keeps him in the dominant position. In the half guard now.
Moodley has mastered this type of fighting.
This grinding style really has become kind of the hallmark of his particular brand of mixed martial arts.
It is, and I love it because it's so pure.
Just completely shuts down his opponents.
Crazy Ty doesn't want to back up in a straight line like he is right there. He wants to circle out. If he backs straight up, he's going to get clinched with again. Back straight up, hit the fence.
Moodley right back into the grappling realm.
Crazy Ty right above us right now, even with his back against fence. He's trying to throw some strikes. Moodley, of course, throwing strikes of his own. And again, these look light, but they hurt.
Absolute shutdown wrestling from Danciel Moodley. Just forcing Anton Larsson to carry his weight right now. Doing well to split the base, but the legs are together now. Can't continue to stand like that.
Crazy Ty, as we've seen, extremely hard to take down, even harder to hold down.
10 seconds to go.
Short time now.
Real intelligent, measured performance so far from Danciel Moodley.
It is. I think we're looking at 2018, and there's not really any question in my mind about it. Once again, Phil, we've got a situation where I believe Crazy Ty's corner is going to tell him
blood, sweat, and venom dripping from the fucking ceiling. I can feel it all coursing through my system. Homicidal for the survival, I go the distance. If you my rival, then join the mission to stop existing. Want your permission, I'm gonna driven return of vision. Cause these conditions are insufficient for my kids to live in. We above the law, we above the system, we a new addition. If you ready to rise, demand your positions. And we gon' rise up, rise up, rise up. To the young fall down. And we gon' rise up, rise up.
In the same fashion as rounds 1 and 2 did.
Big props to Anton Larsson, though, for his conditioning. Took this fight on short notice. Looks great after 10 minutes of fighting. Looks real good.
Larsson just pointed at the ground as if to say, come on, trying to bait. Oh, he wobbled him a little bit. Oh, he caught him! He caught him! He caught him on the way in. Those were stiff shots. How rocked is Danciel Moodley? How quickly can he recover? Reverts to type with a beautiful takedown. He's giving himself a little bit of time to collect his thoughts, get composed. Good work from Anton Larsson. He needs to create that separation.
He's got a circle. Can't let him. He can't back straight up and get caught against that fence. What happens after that, we now know. Easier, very much easier said from the side than being done in there when you're fighting Danciel Moodley, however. It's no criticism of Anton Larsson.
Again, has that leg. Again, strike to close distance to initiate the clinch.
Popcorn is, I believe, a reference to bouncing off the fence into a takedown.
Use the momentum of the cage.
It's a technique. Oh, looking for that switch again.
But again, just the tenacity.
And Larsson got a little closer than he did the last time on that. So the last 2 times on that switch. He's landing some nasty elbows to the ear.
As you say, it's so difficult against a fighter like Danciel Moodley. You know what he's going to do. It's your responsibility to stop it. But so far, Anton Larsson hasn't really had an answer for the wrestling and grappling of Danciel Moodley. They just pull that ankle out a little bit. Trying to get that one hook in.
Anton Larsson wisely keeping that back pressed up against the fence. If he gives Dan Shield any room, Dan Shield's going to be on his back, put that second hook in, possibly figure 4 the body, start threatening a choke, and that's a threat. Crazy Ty looking to stand. And he's up.
Manages to get back to the feet, but eats a knee from Moodley for his troubles. You can tell what Anton Larsson's trying to do. He's trying to create a little bit of separation to land his shots, but Danciel Moodley is just shutting him down.
Phil, I did love your use of the term fire blanket to describe this. It's not a normal wrestling blanket. It's a fire blanket. It's a blanket that hurts.
Like a dog with a bone on that takedown. A minute to go in the round. Can Anton Larsson mount some sort of offense? Does he have an answer for the dominant wrestling of Danciel Moodley?
He does not appear to, Phil, but as I said before, I do have huge respect for showing this level of conditioning, having taken the fight on such short notice.
Seconds to go in our third and final round in the co-main event in Durban here. Brave Combat Federation 31.
Ten seconds.
Is Danciel Moodley en route to another dominant decision win? That's the fight.
And that was a 30-27 fight all day.
Really intelligent performance.
Blood, sweat, and venom dripping from the fucking ceiling. I can feel it all coursing through my system. Homicidal for the survival, I go the distance. If you my rival, then join the mission to stop existing. Want your permission, I'm a gunner-driven return of vision. Cause these conditions are insufficient for my kids to live in. We above the law, we above the system, we a new addition. If you ready to rise, demand your positions. And we gon' rise up, to the young fall down. Yeah. We gon' rise up, our feet off the ground. You should know, ain't no losers on this side. Champions on
excellent medical personnel that we have here.
We gon' rise up, to the young fall down. First you get the check, then respect, then you get the power. We ain't stopping at the penthouse, we want the tower. Stacking notes, Wheel of Fortune, we flipping vowels. We go longer than 9 to 5, but the business hours. When the wolves surround you, we never have them, we disavow.
Carlos Kramer's gonna make it official.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. an amazing co-main event. All three judges score the bout after 3 rounds, 30-27, for unanimous decision victory. From South Africa, Danchiel Buddha Moodley.
Don't blink for this one. This will be fire. This bout is 3 5-minute rounds in the super welterweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect professional record of 3 wins and no losses. He stands 183 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 78.8 kilograms. Representing TriStar Gym Lebanon and fighting out of Algeria, please welcome Adil Skullbreaker Ibrahim. And an opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect professional record of 4 wins and no losses. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 79.2 kilograms. Representing Attila's MMA and Fitness Academy and fighting out of the Democratic Republic of Congo, please welcome Eliezer King Kong Kubanza.
That is an introduction.
Your referee, Sharif Babu.
Big thanks to Technographics, our gold sponsor.
Shiver me timbers, Batman. We are in for something very, very special. Both fighters undefeated, quite clearly, absolutely hyped. A genuine disdain for one another.
Ready, round 1. Fight!
And they keep it controlled, or will emotion play out.
Kubanza shifting, came out in the southpaw stance, shifting back and forth.
Kubanza does have a very, very dangerous head kick. We saw that in his last fight, but eats a big shot from Adil. Manages to circle off. Oh, big shot from Ibrahim. Needs to be wary of chasing. Kubanza gets the takedown.
Kubanza turned that one around in a hurry.
The face, just the face. Don't stop. Don't stay there.
Great coaching going on from Coach Attila in the corner of Kubanza. I think Adil Ibrahim just stole a little bit of respect from Kubanza right there.
Why are you relaxing? Get up 2 feet. Get up 2 feet. Keep from there.
Kubanza now in top position.
Hit.
Fighters can build up fearsome reputations, but we're all human. You're not out there fighting a dinosaur or a tiger.
Get the position, champ. That's it. Now work.
Good work from inside the guard from Kubanza. Needs to be wary of a potential triangle here. The guard of Ibrahim is wide open. Nice little short elbows.
Legs are coming up, but no threat quite yet.
Trying to work for an arm bar.
Beginnings of an arm bar.
Oh, smart work from Kubanza. Just sidesteps and throws a big, big shot.
Skullbreaker trying hard to get back to his feet. Being smothered thus far. Steady handcuff in place briefly.
Kubanza's a big, strong boy.
Elbow.
I think Kubanza might be cut. Kubanza might be cut open. That straight shot from Ibrahim in the early stances might have opened the nose.
Some nasty elbows coming from bottom.
Hit.
Elbow coming, yep.
Again, hit.
Oh, beautiful short elbow.
Elbow. Damage. Hit to the head.
And Ibrahim may have done the scariest thing you could possibly do, and that's make Kubanza angry.
Hit. That's it. More shots.
Relentless pressure. Big knees to the midsection from Kubanza.
Hey.
Has the potential to step through in the mount here if he wants. Good little knee on belly.
Only halfway through.
More.
The signature attack.
of King Kong Kubanza. Where he got his name from is a big downward hammer fist.
Again, headshot. Elbow, left elbow. Left elbow. Left elbow. That's it. Use your hands to push the face down.
Good job of establishing the position now. Apart from that early shot from Ibrahim, Kubanza has been very, very dominant here. I'd love to know where the blood's coming from Kubanza.
That's it.
Kubanza doing a great job of smothering and punishing his opponent. Nothing too telling yet.
Lacing up the legs brilliantly.
See the shot.
Adil Ibrahim, great job getting back to the feet, but he got rocked with a big uppercut there. Cultured crowd giving Ibrahim props for getting to his feet. Another big shot. Oh, he dropped
down
it. He's
and out, and there it is.
Wow!
That was the King Kong finish. Hammer fist, hammer fist.
King Kong Kubanza proving just why he is one of the most dangerous fighters in the world today. Getting it done in one once again, completely separating Skullbreaker from his senses. Has the bad blood been squashed?
And there's the flip, Eliezer King Kong Kubanza smashes Skullbreaker's head with his signature downward hammer fist strike. Left hook from the inside, drops the opponent. He is out and kaboom! There is the King Kong smash. 1, 2, 3.
Shut the front door. That was incredible. The hammer fist after hammer fist, showing why he is considered one of the most interesting young fighters, the most scary, I will say, young fighters in the world today. This young man has it all.
Adil Skullbreaker Ibrahim put up an absolutely tremendous fight. He's now being transported from the Combat Federation cage by the medical staff. He is regaining consciousness. He took tremendous punishment there. That left hook into unconsciousness, followed up by 3 gorilla-like hammer fist strikes. Here's the early shot that King Kong had to weather. Took a straight shot to the head, nearly dropped him, but it didn't. Up kick attempt, thwarted. Shots are coming down, starting to find their home. Ibrahim did an excellent job. You see him moving his head, covering up, attacking once he got back up to his feet. But that left hook dropped him. And there was 1, 2, and there's the third one. Adil Ibrahim down and out. Eliezer King Kong Kubanza is victorious. The fighters are now being gathered center stage. Excuse me, the fighter, King Kong, now being gathered center stage for the official readout of the time in round 1. That was not a TKO. That was a TK. That was a KO, a clear knockout. Proudly draped the flag of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The official bout ending is about to be read.
Brave Nation, this battle comes to an explosive end at 3 minutes and 40 seconds of the very first round. Your winner by knockout, Eliezer King Kong Kubanza. Here we go, Brave Nation. This bout is 3 5-minute rounds in the super welterweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect professional record of 3 wins and no losses. He stands 185 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 77.9 kilograms. Representing Hell Team and fighting out of Algeria, please welcome Rayan the Arrow Atmani. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with also a perfect professional record of 3 wins and no losses. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 79 kilograms. Representing Attila MMA and Fitness Academy and fighting out of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Put your hands together for Elisa King Kong Kabanza. Your referee is the Bandit, Decky Larkin.
Mat and looked at his opponent and said, "This is my house." If he broke into my house and repeated those words, I would be giving him the keys and saying, "My apologies, my friend." Both these guys in exceedingly good, surprising athletic condition. Both these guys incredibly dangerous. Big leg kick from Rayan Atmani.
Kabanza, the man they call King Kong, equally adept out of a southpaw and an orthodox stance. Shifts back and forth effortlessly.
No-tell head kick from orthodox position. And look at the movement. To continue the superhero analogy.
Heavy hips.
To continue the superhero analogy, he was like the Flash with the way he just zipped in there. And everything he throws is effortless, but has so much power behind it.
Coach Attila took that striking background, added amazing wrestling to it.
Rayan Atmani doing everything he can now just to stave the tide. And that gliding jab from orthodox is working beautifully for him, but now switches India's preferred southpaw position. If he didn't tell me he was a southpaw. Oh, head kick! Oh, that's it!
Was it! Wakanda forever!
Incredible! This young man is for real. The hype is real. Backflip as easy as you like ×3.
Brave Nation, you just saw the global debut of a Mukumbusu-based fighter. This was a first, and it was glorious. Courtesy of Green Hill, we're going to watch that again. We talked about how a glove in the way cannot be enough. It wasn't right through that glove. The lights went out. Boom! Legs go, head goes, body goes. And Deck Larkin goes in to stop it. Again, 2 fighters are embracing center cage. There is nothing personal about this. There is no dislike. In fact, at this point, these 2 gentlemen are brothers. Right now, the giant that they call King Kong is putting on his apparel, about to get his photograph taken. And then another giant in the field, Carlos Kramer, is going to get the official card and tell us the time. An official call by our referee, Declan Larkin.
All right, Brave Nation, another epic battle inside the Brave CF 72 cage. This comes to an end at 1 minute, 10 seconds of the very first round. your winner by head kick, knockout. Put your hands together for Elysia King Kong Cabanza.
All right, Brave Nation, don't blink, as this next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the Brave CF middleweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 5 wins and 1 loss. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 83.8 kilograms. Fighting out of Junkyard MMA in South Africa, please welcome Mzwandile Snakebone Halangwa. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 11 wins and 8 losses. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 83.7 kilograms. Fighting out of Basic Sports Club in Vienna, Austria. Give it up for Dominic the Dom Schober. Our referee inside the cage is Raven Lightsaber.
Buzzed for this fight.
So too, Phil, are these fighters. It's on!
Woo! Huge kick to open up from Mzwandile. He's been working diligently on his takedown defense in order to keep the fight where he feels most comfortable. That is on the feet.
Fantastic footwork from Snakebone. Snakebone's now down on the ground. We're going to get a chance to see how much he's had an opportunity to work on his groundwork.
And this is exactly where, if you were a more cerebral fighter like Dom is, it's where you would want to take the fight. You know that it's pretty much 50-50 in the stand-up, but if you take your man down, that's where you have the distinct advantage.
What we're going to get an opportunity to see here is if Snakebone has had the opportunity to work on his stand-ups, and it looks like he has. He's got the underhook. He's got a half guard on one side, wants to get in his elbow and then clear that leg out of there while keeping his head as vertically as possible. If he doesn't, he can get caught in that guillotine, and that can be it.
He does need to be wary of the guillotine, as Dom does have 5
He's
wins.
hand fighting, and he's up. And a knee, and a shot, and a knee, and a knee.
Needs to be wary of what he's doing with those fingers. Can't be putting them out like that. But again, that's bound to be a huge feather in the cap for Mzwandile getting back up like that. Will Dom choose to go for the takedown again, or will he stand and bang a little bit?
As you said, Phil, that was a huge confidence booster. Mzwandile now knows if he gets taken down, he can get back up and do what he would rather do, which is punch and kick.
Dom tried the high kick and paid for it a little bit. Got clipped as he got up. There's
that
was
a spinning elbow
fist.
attack. We remember what happened the last time one of those landed. So do 10 million other people.
The big man wants to go viral, and he's mixing it up beautifully with the kicks. That's a big head kick. He's opening up right now on Dom.
Legs are about to go.
Tries to pop that elbow. And again, it's a relentless attack. Will he force the Dom into the takedown? And he's opened him up. This is huge. Has the tie clinch. Throws him to the ground. Kick to the body.
Fight
Huge
may be
strikes.
almost over. Revan is watching carefully. Again, fighter health and safety is the greatest concern in Brave Combat. Revan's watching carefully.
Mzwandile just picking
Oh,
his shots
shot
right now.
lands!
That's absolutely huge. Will he choose to attack the body? Can Dom get back to his feet? And he's turned his back a little bit. Big knees being landed. Ferdy Bassoon calling for more from his man.
Dom Schober still in this fight, almost made it up, went in for a single.
Needs to be wary. That looked like that knee was close to being landed on a downed opponent, but huge ground and pound being landed here by Mzwandile Halangwa.
Huge props to the Dom for staying in this fight. That's an amount of pressure that very, very few human beings can withstand.
And he just passes that guard seamlessly, throws the legs to the side, maybe trying to set up look momentarily like he's trying to set up a Peruvian necktie, could be switching to a Darce. but he seems like he's just happy to land punches at will here.
I have to be honest, Phil, what Snakebone wants to do right now is back up, call his opponent up. His opponent is now compromised mentally. He's compromised physically. He wants to get this fight back up, and it looks like that's where we have it. Now, Snakebone, as you see, wants to make a little bit of distance, secure an underhook, and then reverse positions and get out of there. I believe we're going to be looking at, I believe the doctor is now going to check a cut over the eye of Dom Schober.
And that cut does look like it's just right above the eye and is leaking. But again, this could be, if the fight continues, this could be a positive for Dom, as it's giving him a little bit of time to get his senses back.
It is, ladies and gentlemen of Brave Nation, a cut can be very, very minor and look terrible. There can be a lot of blood there, but it can be literally of no medical significance, or it can be a tiny, tiny cut, but if it's in exactly the right spot over an important nerve, it can end the fight.
It looks like it's right on the eyelid, so it's not above the eye going down into it. And Dom Schober, of course he wants to continue fighting. That's the type of guy he is. And this is exactly what Dom wants to do. And as I said, that little reprieve might have been the best possible thing for Dom Schober. Lands a beautiful double leg, and from here, he goes to work in the dominant position.
Doesn't happen very often that getting your eye banged open is good for you, but thus far it has been for the Dom.
And I think right now we're seeing the game plan of Dom Schober. It may have been modified somewhat as the fights progress, but I think he will want to take Nwandile down. He's trying to work on a guillotine here, but it's an awkward position. He's hooked up a leg. He's getting a little bit more torque on this.
He does have some pressure on the side of the neck. It's only on one side. At this point, it's a slow choke. It could even be a neck crank. It's not pleasant to be in, but it's not going to put the lights out yet. Snakebone has 44 seconds to remain in this fight, and he is now out of that guillotine choke attempt.
Dom now trying to free him off and perhaps land a big elbow. Can Nwandile get back to his feet, or can Dom Schober change the tide of this fight with some nasty ground and pound?
Again, Nwandile now has the underhook. He's on his elbow. He may switch to his hand. Then he's going to elevate his hips, and you're going to see his left leg sneak out from between there, and he'll be up to standing if possible.
But Dom Schober is an absolute dog when it comes to a fight. He'll be in there right to the very last second. Nice little short elbows being landed here by Dom.
Excellent round by both fighters. Both fighters had great moments in here. I think Snakebone took that 10-9. But as I said, I've spent a lot of time in South Africa. Huge respect for the Zulu people. Maybe I'm a little biased. What do you think, Phil?
I think it was an incredibly interesting round. You've seen Nwandile open up with some huge strikes. He landed a massive shot that opens up a cut on the eye of Dom Schober. But then after that, Dom looked a little bit more re-energized, revitalized. I think you're going to see Dom come out in the second round, maybe try and set up the takedown with his hands, but I don't think he is going to want to spend too much time standing with Nwandile.
Agreed 100%. I think he now has a clear path to victory in this fight,
yeah,
and it is not standing and banging. I think he's going to trade a little bit, try and lure his opponent into overcommitting, level change, get in on those hips, try and get topside control, and bang his way to a victory.
If you're the head coach, Ferdy Bassoon, of Nwandile, you're going to be telling him to keep the base wide, use your movement, and be aware of the takedown, which I think is inevitable from Dom Schober.
It is indeed, and what you can do to shut that takedown, among other things, is to move in a circular fashion. If Snakebone moves straight forward behind those shots, I do believe he's going to get put on his back. He wants to play from the outside a little bit and circle. We're going to find out in just a second whether he does so. And there he is. He's circling away from his opponent now, keeping at distance.
Dom does have a little bit of professional boxing experience, so he'll be trying to cut the Brave Arena off and create angles for himself to get in on that takedown. Big kick landed on the arms by Nwandile.
Woo!
Those front kicks are so dangerous.
Kyokushin Maigari from the South African fighter.
See Dom, I think he just looks like he's biding his time, trying to set something up here. Big swing from Nwandile. Interestingly, Dom choosing to stand. Obviously has confidence in his hands, trying to land that big right. Nice movement from Nzwandile. That's a huge kick, but reply from Dom. I would like to see Dom use his strikes to pressure Nzwandile against the cage and then try and score a takedown from there. As we know, it's so much harder to score a takedown when you're out in the open of the cage.
Nzwandile is choosing his shots carefully now. He's trying to throw the shots from the outside far enough away so he doesn't get taken down to the ground where he does not want to be.
As you say, there's that circular lateral movement being implemented by Nzwandile. And he's landing big kicks to the body, and that's almost like if you're playing it like Street Fighter or something like that, it depletes the energy bar. And the energy bar. Oh, spinning elbow! That is huge from Nzwandile.
Nobody does it better.
And now he marches forward. Big knee. Could we be seeing the beginning of the end? There's the takedown from Dom Schober. Trying to control Nzwandile, and this fight is living up to expectations.
Nzwandile has to watch this neck.
This is turning into a blood and guts kind of war. Dom trying to implement that Dagestani handcuff, get a hand free and land strikes.
As I've said, Phil, positionally, one of the most dangerous points in mixed martial arts is when you're on the bottom against the cage, your opponent's on top, and you try to stand. There's a huge chance of you getting your back taken at that point.
Halfway point of the second round. This is exactly where Dom Schober wants to be. This is where he can implement his game. Smash down with elbows, but for Nzwandile on the bottom, he needs to get himself against the cage. Post an arm, get back up to his feet. He cannot lay prone in this position, Carrick.
He cannot. He needs to take his right arm, reach under his opponent's arm. It's called an underhook. Pull the opponent down, try and control the opponent. He's looking for it now. Then he'll get in his elbow, then his hand. He'll elevate the hips, and that leg that you see sneaking out from between his opponent's legs will post and he'll be up. This is not where he wants to be right now.
Beautiful spinning elbow attack from Nzwandile, but Dom Schober, you have to give him credit for taking that, reverting to type, scoring the takedown, showing just how tough and durable the Austrian is.
This is mixed martial arts. This is physical chess. If you lose in one regard, you just take the game to a new level, to a new place.
Dom just forcing that forearm into the throat, almost like a gi paper cutter type submission. Nzwandile trying to dig in for the underhook. You can see him trying to get in there and perhaps showing a little bit of the relative inexperience in the MMA grappling side of things.
And it's not just an experience. South Africa, of course, had a terrible time with the COVID-19 global pandemic. He has not been able to spend the time in the gym that he wants to. Phil, we
Dom
see somebody
is open
bleeding
up.
badly.
He is wearing a crimson mask right now.
Phil, I believe that was an elbow from bottom. How much does Nzwandile Snakebone Hlongwa like to strike? So much that when he's taking punishment from bottom, he still throws an elbow, as you see right there, and I do believe it had devastating consequences.
Dom is losing a lot of blood right now. It'll be interesting to see if this fight gets to the end of the second round. If that's cleaned up, will he be allowed to continue? We know he wants to continue, but right now he is leaking like a badly installed kitchen tap.
Nzwandile on his back, needs to be on his side. From his back, though, he is landing strikes, and as we saw, at least one of them had some terribly effective consequences. There it is. That's the moment he's been waiting for. He's in on the single. He's not trying to reverse. He's trying to stand up. As he stands up, he's got to keep that head vertical or he can get caught in a guillotine. 10 seconds now.
10 seconds left, as you said. With both these men slippery, it could be advantageous for Dom to try and snap on the likes of a guillotine. Doesn't have enough time to do it, but look at the amount of blood covering the Brave Arena. We thought that this was going to be a blood and guts type of war, and we are 100% correct.
Phil, we do see the doctor coming in to attend to the fighter.
How much does Dom Schober have left? He's taken some serious punishment. He's lost a lot of blood.
In terms of his heart, Phil, Dom Schober is 100% in here. What it comes down to at this moment is fighter health and safety. If the doctor believes that that cut could have long-term health consequences, this fight is over. And this fight is over.
Oh!
Zwandile Snakebone Hlongwa is the winner!
Absolutely huge win for Nzwandile Hlongwa against an incredibly tough, durable veteran in Dom Schober, who you have to give full credit to for hanging in. And if you gave Dom the option, he would have continued into a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round.
Absolutely, he would have, Phil. This was a doctor's decision. It was made for fighter health and safety. It was the right thing to do. The fighter did not want to stop. The doctor did not want him to have long-term health consequences on his career, so the right decision was made.
And you can see it's a cut just below the left eye of Dom Schober, and he's frustrated. He wants to continue to fight. This was not his decision. He did not quit. The fight was stopped by the cage side doctor. You can see the frustration on Dom Schober. He'll be back. He's a warrior. You're looking at a Zulu warrior right now in Nzwandile Snakebone Hlongwa.
Phil making that moment all the more extraordinary. The fight-ending blow was landed from bottom half guard. Snakebone not happy with his performance. Great show of sportsmanship. Lifts his opponent's hands up. He was not happy with himself. He didn't like the way that fight ended up on bottom. Phil, no fighter wants the fight to end this way. You don't want the doctor to end it. You want to end it yourself.
But really, with a fighter like Dom Schober, he's the kind of guy you almost need to put his lights out to get him out of there. There is no quit in this man. A fantastic fight, fantastic performance from both men, and you can see just the nastiness of that cut.
All right, Brave Nation, what an incredible battle between these two elite warriors. This comes to an end when we have a doctor stoppage at the end of the second round, and your winner, out of the blue corner, from South Africa, Nzwandile Snakebone